Hi, friends. Welcome to another story time. My name is Alex, and I have a special guest over here. This is Baby. Baby, can you say hi to everybody? Baby is here, and Baby is ready for a story, friends. This story is about being helpful. Can you think of the times that you've been helpful to others? Baby, have you ever been helpful to other humans or birds? He's thinking. All right, friends. So let's begin the story. This book is called Little Miss Helpful by Roger Hargreaves. And here she is. And it looks like someone is saying, "Help!" I wonder who needs help. Little Miss Helpful was one of those people who loves to help other people, but who ends up helping nobody. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for instance, like the time when one of Mr. Tall's shoelaces came undone. So here is Mr. Tall, and here is one of his shoelaces that really needs to be tightened. Otherwise, what could happen, friends, if Mr. Tall keeps walking without his laces being tied? Yeah, he can end up falling, and that could really hurt him. So he really needs help, or someone needs to remind him to tie his shoelace. Now, if you are as tall as Mr. Tall, tying your shoelaces isn't the easiest thing in the world. As you can imagine, "Let me help!" cried little Miss Helpful, rushing up to him. So here comes little Miss Helpful. She is very jolly and ready to help. Then, somehow, she managed to tie Mr. Tall's shoelaces together. Uh-oh. And he fell over. Oh no, Mr. Tall. And if you're as tall as Mr. Tall, falling over hurts. Bang! Ouch, he said, rubbing his head. Oh no. So here was little Miss Helpful trying to be helpful, helping him tie his shoelaces, but she ended up tying both shoes together, and that, of course, made him fall. Poor Mr. Tall, I hope he's okay. "Let me help," cried little Miss Helpful, and rushed off to get some bandages, and rushed back and stuck them onto Mr. Tall. Over his mouth. Oh no, not there, little Miss Helpful. He said. He was trying to say, "Take them off." But that's rather difficult to do with bandages stuck over your mouth. Uh-oh. So little Miss Helpful put the bandages on just on the wrong place. Little Miss Helpful looked at him with concern. "Let me help," she cried, and ripped the bandages off his mouth. "Ouch!" she cried. "That hurt." Uh-oh, so it seems that she took them off maybe too harshly, and that hurt his mouth. "Would you like me to get some cream for your sore mouth?" she asked anxiously. "No," he groaned. "Go away." Uh-oh, at this point, it looks like Mr. Tall is rather upset. Now, do you know what I mean about people like little Miss Helpful who help nobody? Uh-oh. So it seemed like even though she really wanted to be helpful, it didn't go as she had expected. Last year in April, I think it was, Mr. Happy woke up feeling ill. Oh, ill is another word for feeling sick. The doctor had to be called, and he came to Mr. Happy's house, which is on a hill by a lake. So to get to Mr. Happy's house, it's kind of a long way to get there. "Oh dear," said the doctor when he saw Mr. Happy. "Measles." And measles is the kind of sickness that gives you a fever, gives you a sore throat. You don't feel very good, and sometimes, like Mr. Happy, you get lots of red spots that are really, really itchy. They make you want to itch, but you're not supposed to scratch them. Mr. Happy's face fell. Oh, so I don't think he's happy right now. Now, you're to stay tucked nice and warm in bed and get lots of rest. And take this medicine 3 times a day, said the doctor, and left. Mr. Happy settled down to sleep. Oh no, so right now, Mr. Happy needs to take it easy and get better. He had just fallen asleep when there was a loud knock at his front door. Who could that be? Oh dear, groaned Mr. Happy as he staggered off to open it. So remember, he doesn't have a lot of energy, so he's opening the door slowly. You can guess who it was, can't you? I've come to help, she cried. But, protested Mr. Happy. But nothing, cried little Miss Helpful. Now off to bed with you while I do some things around here. She looked around. The place needs a good cleaning, she said. So here's little Miss Helpful. What do you friends think may happen now that she's coming in to help Mr. Happy? Let's see. Mr. Happy had just fallen asleep again when little Miss Helpful poked her head around his bedroom door. Have you got a scrub brush? She asked. Poor Mr. Happy had to get up and show her where it was. And then he went back to bed to sleep. Because remember, the doctor said, take your medicine, get lots of rest, and get better. So he really should be relaxing. Little Miss Helpful stepped back to admire the kitchen floor. She'd just scrubbed and slipped on the soap and fell over heels. Uh-oh. And got her head stuck in the bucket. And because she couldn't see where she was going, walked into the shelf full of saucepans, which fell over the floor with a terrible clatter. Uh-oh, friends. And because she couldn't see where she was going, little Miss Helpful stepped into one of the saucepans and got stuck on her foot. And because she had to hop, she fell over against the refrigerator door, which flew open and everything inside fell out, all over little Miss Helpful. Because she couldn't see because the bucket was over her head. There is now a big mess all over Mr. Happy's kitchen. Uh-oh. I don't know how Mr. Happy's gonna feel about this. Poor Mr. Happy awoke with a start from the terrible commotion. He groaned out of bed and went to the kitchen and opened the door. He couldn't believe his eyes. There in the middle of a pile of broken eggs and a scrub brush and rolling saucepans and a lot of water and spilt milk and squashed butter and bent saucepan lids and a piece of soap, sat little Miss Helpful with a bucket on her head and a saucepan on her foot. Help! Came a voice from inside the bucket. Mr. Happy grabbed the bucket and pulled it as hard as he could, and pulled and pulled. So now poor Mr. Happy is using the little energy that he has to help little Miss Helpful. Pop! The bucket came off the top of little Mrs. Helpful's head like a cork out of a bottle. Woo! Mr. Happy shot backwards like a bullet from a gun. Uh-oh. Crash! He went flying through the kitchen door. Oh no. He shot across the garden and straight through his hedge. He rolled down the hilly field behind his garden faster and faster and splash! He ended up on the lake with the bucket in his hand. And a little figure with a saucepan on one foot came half running, half hopping out of Mr. Happy's house. So poor little Mr. Happy. This is not going very well for him.
Let me help, she cried.
I hope you enjoy this funny story of being helpful. And remember, it's so great to be helpful. Just ask others how you can help. You can ask your grown-ups, how can I help you? And they could tell you maybe they need help setting the table, maybe they need help sorting through some clothes, maybe they need help cleaning the table or doing other things. So always ask others how you can help. Because little Miss Helpful didn't ask how she could help. She just offer her help. But it's always good to talk to others and ask them how we can help. Until next time, my friends. Bye.